Welcome to Overtime the Podcast, a show dedicated to all things watches, with a special love for microbrands and their affordable range. I'm your host Praka, and some of you might know me as Kinda Average Watches. Join me as we explore new releases, share tips on building your collection, and put in some overtime with hands-on reviews of the latest watches. Whether you're a bit of a pro or you're just getting into the hobby, this podcast will keep you entertained with great stories from the people in the industry, casual conversations, and guest hosts who bring their own unique perspectives. Let's get started. Welcome to Overtime the Podcast, proudly sponsored by Watchpoint. All right, James, good to have you. Good to have you back on the show.
Good to be back. Nice to be regularly back now. It's something I look forward to now.
Yes, me too. How's your weekend been?
It's been busy. I'm just packing at the moment. My whole house is being packed into boxes. I'm making the big move back to the big city, back to where you live. So that'll be quite nice. Be back into the vicinity so we can actually do physical catch-ups.
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to that as well. So yeah, even though me and James have been in the same state, it's still very far away, hasn't it?
Very far away, 3,000 kilometers. It's going to be a 4-day drive for me to get back.
Yeah, well, wish you, I hope you download all the podcast episodes of...
I already have. I've been saving a few of them.
Very good. Awesome. All right. So before we introduce today's episode, we like to do wrist checks. So I'm liking this. Maybe you're going to do a dual one most days. Is that your plan?
Well, it's because most evenings I'm doubling up now. I don't tend to go outside during the day or to work or anything with two watches. That's a little bit rare. But most evenings I sort of settle down after dinner and I put another one on. I've got quite so many, and these two both arrived this week. So I've been having a little bit of a honeymoon period with two watches.
Perfect. All right. Tell us, what have you got on your wrists?
On my right wrist is the production model. Finally arrived, the Parea or the Parea sector dial. Only a micro brand. I got it in the blue, and everybody's been quite there's been a frenzy of photos online with people's watches arrived, and I've been adding to it. So that's been quite nice. There was one which I got the prototype for a few months ago and got to have some time with it, and I really liked it. And so I've been looking forward to that one. But the other one is a bit of a surprise to me. It's an American micro brand called Mark Time. Strangely enough, his name is Mark. And he's one of these brands which I'm actually quite enjoying at the moment. It's a watch enthusiast who then goes into tinkering and mods. And then that progresses into, maybe I could get some watches made and then do some of the assembly and regulation myself. Nice. That's what he's done, and it's very cool. It's a very minimalist design, but it's got some details to it that just making me want to put it on again and again.
Kind of reminds me of like a helm, but make it dressy. Does that make sense? Helm, but make it dressy, kind of. Yeah.
It's got a few sort of. I don't know, from distance it looks simple, but up close you then start seeing all these details and it's super legible, but then doesn't have numbers on it. So it's an interesting one.
Quickie. So is it the Mark 1? Is that what it's called? Mark 1?
Yeah, Mark Time is the brand.
Okay.
And it's the MK102, I think it's called.
102. Very good. Nice one.
Yeah, I'm really quite enjoying it. It's going to be my travel watch. I'm going to wear it on the drive.
All right. Looking forward to seeing it in person.
What are you wearing today, man?
I am wearing, new to me, the HZ 02 Chronograph.
I haven't seen the 02. I've seen the 1 and the 3, but not the 2.
So this is my first time in person as well. So yeah, I was lucky enough to get one of these on the weekend. And literally, like, I had a couple of hours coming back from a work trip. And I quickly visited our good friend, owner of HZ Watches. And it was nice visit, catch up and everything else. It was great after, a year and a half of speaking or whatever it is to be in. It's just nice to see him in person and go check out Watchpoint. And it was really cool. Shout out to Jeremy as well, who's working there in Watchpoint as well. They were just so generous with their time and unbelievable experience. Just, pulling every watch out and be like, try this on. It was really cool. And it really is a wonderful feeling to be able to go on and try on all these micro brands. If you're in Melbourne, it's honestly like you guys have it. You have it so good. You have Time and Tide down the road. You got Watch Point. You have every boutique under the sun. You really,
and it's all on one road as well.
Literally.
Within a couple of 100 meters almost. So yeah, I'm going to head over March, April. I think that I'm looking forward to it. And Watch Point's my first destination.
Definitely. So they are moving into a new place just down the road, not far. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to update the ad, re-record the ad, update the ad. I was like, oh, no, but it will be a much bigger spot as well. The current spot is, I think they've sort of outgrown it pretty much very quickly, which is pretty cool. But yeah,
that's very cool.
Going back to the watch, awesome little chronograph. I think it's about 38, if I recall off the top of my head. And yeah, just a Panda variant. It's a lovely titanium case. Titanium and steel mix on the bracelet. So it has like a nice, so it's got like titanium and it's got steel in the middle, I think, where the beads of ice sort of is. So it kind of looks like a jewel.
Feels a bit weightier then?
A little bit weightier, but also feels more sturdier. I don't know. It's nice. And, it's got the old, micro adjust and everything else. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I sized it up today and it's on the wrist. So
and it's got a bit of a waffle dial, doesn't it? Has it got a waffle sort of style?
It does. Yeah, it's got a nice little waffle style dial. The bezel actions really surprised me. Yeah, can you hear it?
Yeah,
crispy,
clearly.
Yeah, quite crispy. And I mean the actuators. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's VK movement, but yeah, it's really nice and crispy because it's like a square. The pushes, it's not it's a rectangle. The pushes are rectangular. They're not circular.
Rather than the piston style. I actually prefer the rectangle ones. I think I had a tizzo with that, and I think it looks better.
It looks better, and also it's more tactile. Definitely, I feel like it feels easier to push and to release as well. Anyway, I'm really enjoying it, and the Fotina as well, and it's got a pretty cool loom as well. I must say, it's got cool looms. Anyway, literally, this is fresh off getting it resized. It's a day literally. So I'll chuck it up on Instagram for all the followers to check out, and a bit of a spiel and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, cool watches. All three microbrands. I love it. Great start.
It's hard to get away from. I do like the microbrands. There's just so much interesting stuff coming out too, and we're going to be talking about a bit of interesting stuff today, aren't we?
Nice little segue, James. So today is our very first for season 4, a new release episode. So we've just gathered over the last 2 weeks, we've gathered some cool new releases that have caught our attention, and we thought, hey, let's share it with you guys, and hopefully, you guys can have a look yourselves and maybe cop one and let us know if you do get one. And it'll be cool to see listeners' photos for sure. Now, I think I'll kick it off. And this is probably one that has been all over my Instagram, and I couldn't believe it. Actually, when I first saw it, I went, this is funky, this is cool. And it's coming from a brand that I was not expecting to release a watch like this. So this is the Terra from Delhi Watch Company. Now, Delhi Watch Company is a brand as the name suggests, from Delhi in India. And they've released this model called the Terra. So this is to celebrate their 5th year anniversary. And they wanted to make a watch that was a little bit different from what they offer. So I'm not sure, James, if you're quite familiar with their other offerings, but they do have some fairly straightforward watches, if that makes sense, off the top of my head. Like, so nothing too crazy. But the cool thing is with this watch is it's really out there. It's a square rectangular shape field watch that looks rugged. Apparently, it's inspired by a carabiner. So
that's what it. To me, I looked at it and it looked like one of those seatbelt cutters. Have you ever seen one of those things in the back of a knife? It has that. It's very different. It has like a multi-tool kind of something to it, and it's super cheap as well. It's a shame it's sold out. I'm definitely, as soon as these gets restocked, I want one. I think it's cool. And I only just did a dive into this brand a while ago. This one wasn't on the list when I looked.
I've only just released this, and it's titanium. It's a grade 2 titanium, super rugged looking, and I think it fits it very well. The strap on it is like a parachute strap, so like a paratrooper, Marine Nationale type strap, which I think, again, fits it really well. And yeah, this thing, as you say, is 4,000 Indian rupees, which is the equivalent of about, 60 Aussie dollars, something around there?
I think,
67 Aussie dollars?
Yeah, 67, like 40 USD or something.
40 USD, exactly. And they also ship worldwide as well. So that's the crazy thing, because a lot of times previously I've ordered a watch from an Indian company, and it was very hard to try and actually get it into the country because they wouldn't really ship it outside of the country. So I had to find another way to get it here, which I did thanks to a listener, which was awesome. So thank you. You know who you are. My thoughts are, this is so cool for a micro brand based out of India to do something this cool that has caught so many people's attention on Instagram, not just from Indian watch collectors, but I've seen all across board, like all across these bigger publishers, like talking about it. It's like, what is this? This is so cool. And I don't know, it reminds me of a compass as well. Guys, all the links will be in the show notes. Check it out. But the watch itself is quite flat. So I think you need at least 6-inch wrists to wear one of these, because it doesn't quite sort of drape around. So because it literally is like a slab of, like you say, like a parrot. What do you call that? A seatbelt cutter.
To me, it looks like a seatbelt cutter, because the end of like a knife, sometimes some of those knives have that sort of little angled cutter which lets you slice through a seatbelt.
Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of. And then the parrot, that strap even looks a little bit like a seatbelt. So maybe that's why it made me think about that too.
Yeah. No,
I think it's a great design, and it's actually something I've been thinking about a bit lately. Affordable but cool, and something that grabs you, that is fun. It doesn't surprise me this is sold out, because it just ticks the boxes of, I think, somebody who's an affordable collector, or even if somebody's got a lot of watches, it just ticks enough boxes from any direction that it's, oh yeah, I want one. Like, I want one. I will buy one of these. It's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. And the fact that prior to this, DWC have made everything, I think, very much like in most micro brands, is they don't have the technical, they don't in-house manufacture or anything like that. They like most micro brands, they do the designs, it goes to different partners to make their dream come true, and then they release it. And, looking at all their stuff, looking at the previous models, I like the heritage models. It reminds me very much of a classic dress watch, and they had, the Indian script, the Devanagari script and all that. So it's, it was a bit different, but some of the other stuff was pretty vanilla, like it's a dive watch. It's a field watch. It was but this is really, I don't know,
different.
It's a leap forward from their previous stuff. And the cool thing is, so they haven't been able to do this fully in-house yet. However, what they've done is they've gone to a manufacturing friends or partner, and then they said, can we use your machinery and we'll make this case ourselves? And they said, yeah, no worries. So it wasn't like they've gone and outsourced this thing. They personally made this case using their machinery. And the hope is now they released this for their 5th year anniversary. And the hope is going forward, they'll be able to go in-house. They'll be able to go in-house, and they'll be able to build all this stuff by themselves, have the manufacturing capabilities. I mean, it makes sense, I think, at a place like India where there is a lot of industry, people, there's a lot of things that they could potentially do themselves. And for $65, it's an absolute bargain. And it comes with 1-year warranty, and it's a quartz, I think, what is this, GL32. Now, I'm not sure what caliber this is though, but it's a quartz caliber, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'll talk through some of the dimensions. So you got 32 by 44, which is the case dimension, because it is a square or rectangular watch, and it's only 9.6 mil thick, which I think that's pretty good. So 30 meters water resistance is probably not great for like an adventuring field type watch. But my understanding is, I was reading through some of their posts, and I think a few people did question that 30-meter water resistance, and they said, well, look, this is our first crack at making a case by ourselves. There's things we can definitely improve on, and water resistance is being one of them. And we'll look at doing this in the future. And I think that's a good measured response. It's like, hey, look, we're trying something new, trying something different. which I think is great. Anyway, I think this is a banger release. Including James, we've hit the notify me button, and hopefully,
I signed up as soon as I saw it. As soon as you sent me that link,
hopefully we get one. Awesome. All right. Well, let's go to the next one. James, introduce the next one, please.
Going down the list.
Yeah, let's go to your one that you.
Go to my first one.
Yeah, let's do that.
What did I put on? Oh, the new release from Zelos, which has sold out already. It's only been out for a day or 2 days, and I saw this moon phase meteorite. It's everything what you would expect almost now from Zelos, with the mother of pearl versions, the meteorite versions, the aventurine versions, but with that sort of moving moon in the center of the dial. And it doesn't surprise me that it sold out. This is a release from them that grabbed a lot of people's attention, and $1,000 get you a lot of watch with Zelos in general. But yeah, I can see why this one sold out.
This is nuts. Meteorite, Mosaic, Mop, and Aventurine. Zelos, you guarantee they're going to give you good dials. It's always going to be good dials. But this one just feels, from the photos and from the specs, it just looks premium. It's not only you're getting an awesome dial, you're getting this moon phase as well. And they've managed to do the date window so nicely as well.
It fits in nicely.
And it's nice Solida SW manual wind moon phase movement. Man, that's beautiful. Look at the case back. That just looks nice. Simple, but looks good.
And when you're listening, there's different types of moon phases, but this is one of those moon phases where like the bottom half of the dial or the center of the dial is that sort of opaque, sort of clear crystal where you can see the moon in both phases moving around. Christopher Ward has one. There's a few of the different ones. But this one's sort of shrunken down and only taking up the center half of the dial in the center, and then has that mosaic or the meteorite on the outer part of it. I normally don't really like this kind of moon phase. I sort of like it, but kind of don't like it. But this one, for some reason, overcome that.
I think it works pretty well. The only one that I probably, maybe the mosaic mop, it feels like it's a bit too much.
Too much.
With the moon phase and with the dual moon phase moving around, feels like it might be a bit, maybe legibility might not be as great. But in saying that, I think this is just a cool watch. And I think the bracelet actually goes pretty well with it too. It's like how would you describe this bracelet? This is a very much like a mixture of brush and polish finish as well. It reminds me of the Consort from Christopher Ward, the Consort bracelet. And like I said, it reminds me of it. It's not a copy or anything, but it just has that sort of, I don't know, a bit more luxurious look to it than a standard Oyster or Jubilee.
It's almost like a flat Jubilee, but with wider links or something, where it's sort of, I'm not even sure what they call that one. It's got a slight 70s vibe to it, but not. I'm probably just confusing people now.
It's okay, guys. If you're as confused as we are about what to call this bracelet, maybe you can tell us by clicking on the link. But yes, I think it works with the aventurine especially, just because aventurine, moon phase,
you like
sparkly.
Your aventurine, though.
I do like my aventurine. Okay, maybe I'm a bit biased.
Because I like the meteorite, but I like the meteorites.
The meteorite is also cool. It just suits, doesn't it? Meteorite. Actually, no, you're right. Meteorite's probably the best one as well. But yeah, a good set dimensions, 39mm diameter, 45.5 lug to lug, 10mm without the crystal, 11.9 with the crystal. So the crystal's slight. It's a box sapphire, which is pretty cool, and it's a display case back as well, sapphire case back. So that obviously takes up a bit more real estate, but that's nice. Box sapphire will look really good in with that lume. What is this? BGW9? Yes, loomed moon face. I like it. Definitely like it.
And this one is steel, because they do a lot of titanium in their watches, but I like when they come out with their steel versions. I think I prefer the weight, but I also prefer the color of the steel as well. So I think it's and they are doing a lot of these sort of manual wind movements at the moment, which I'm very pleased about. Which it's incentivizing me to buy one.
Yeah, I really like manual wind movements. In fact, my last watch, the ZLTD that I bought, I really like it. And one thing where I wished it was a manual wind instead of automatic. However, they've done it so well that it's so thin anyway. Even with an automatic movement, it's 9mm thin, 9mm thick.
Amazing,
so I was kind of like, yeah, I was like, I don't really need it to be any thinner, but yeah, maybe. But no, this look, Helicas, unfortunately, all sold out. So my bad, or our bad. But go check it out, and maybe they'll have it on. I mean, they'll always do drops, right? Every now and then. They always put
and they always
these.
pop up occasionally secondhand. It's like when I do reviews of things, sometimes it's not a new release, or it's been sold out, or if it's 10 years old. Still, occasionally you're diving, you're looking for those vintage watches or secondhand watches or neo vintage or just out of stock watches, and you're often looking at used. So it's nice to be sort of directed towards watches and have research tools to then learn a bit more about them. And
Yes.
I know, like I've had two Zelos. One was new, but one was secondhand.
And you do see quite a lot of Zelos. I mean, they've been around for a long time, so you're always going to see more of their models popping up here and there. So very nice, very nice. I like it. Let's move on to the next one, shall we?
Yep.
Okie doke. All right. So this one is a little close to me because it's from the same brand that I'm wearing right now. This is HZ Watches, Australian microbrand based out of Melbourne. And this is their HZ01. So we've spoken about the HZ before on the podcast. We've had Matt join the podcast, talk about it. However, this is different. Now, this is a Lunar New Year special. And it's as it says, as the name says, so it's like I guess Lunar New Year's, like Chinese New Year, captures also other regions in Southeast Asia as well, Vietnam, a few other places that do celebrate Lunar New Year. So it's in the vibrant red colors that you expect to see in a Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year watch, and a nice red strap as well. But not only that, they've also got the Chinese characters instead of the Arabics, the standard Arabics that you'll see. I don't know. It's just something different. I like all these Lunar New Year editions. I'm a bit of a sucker for them. Although I don't have one yet, but definitely I'm a bit of a sucker for them. And in the Chinese culture, number 8 is very lucky. So there is 88 pieces of this watch available for 388 Australian dollars. So it's very much leaning in on that thing. But hey, every brand does it whenever they're doing a Lunar New Year or a Chinese New Year special. And I think, I don't know, just makes it a bit more special. And yeah, I mean, just from our American listeners, $265 US dollars as well. And I'm pretty sure that includes all your shipping DDP, so no additional charges, etc. So yeah, and there's only less than 10 left anyway. What do you reckon?
I love how he's done it of his first model. Like he's just released his third model recently as well. And then he's gone, I want to do a special edition or a lunar edition. So he's circled back to his first release. So it's nice because he could have done that with his new release or even the one that you're wearing. But I like that he's then gone back to his first model to give it another little shining in the light. To say, hey, remember this one? And look a little bit different. Yeah. And I love this model. I've owned this one as well. The circular silver brushing in the center. And if there was ever a titanium watch that's also quartz that was going to win over my heart, it's this one.
It's definitely this one, yeah. So I've got the blue dial still in the collection. My son wears it quite often. He kind of stole it off me, but it's such a simple watch. It's so easy to wear. Titanium, it's got day date, it's got everything you want. It fits really well on the wrist as well. I mean, for those who can't remember the specs, I will tell you right now, it's 38.5 case diameter, 46 lug to lug, and under 10 mil, 9.8 mil thick. It's a great daily. Pick up, go 45 grams, including the leather strap.
And did you see the case back?
I did. Yeah, I didn't get to that. So the case back, what does that feature? It's a medallion.
And I love the HZ medallion that they put on their watches. It's very cool, the green and the gold logo, and it sort of sits there a little bit, reminds me a little bit like the Kingsaker thing. But of course, this is the special edition, so it's got the, whatever that says, in the red with the Chinese sort of symbols.
So it says Fu.
What does it say?
Fu, which represents and translates to luck and embodies good fortune and prosperity. During Lunar New Year, in Chinese New Year, it's all about red is the big color, and it's all about I guess wishing people and hoping for health, prosperity, and happiness, and it's very much the same theme, right? So luck, good fortune, prosperity, you can have it on your wrists all year. It'd be good. Year of the horse for those who are playing along. Year of the horse.
Good
So
to know.
you'll be surprised. All the big brands will start doing that because they did all the Year of the Snake stuff. Do you remember last year there was a bunch of brands that did Year of the Snake?
I did. There was a few, wasn't there? I did notice that.
Yeah, definitely a few. So actually, it'll be cool to see. It'll be cool to get a list of all the Year of the Horse watches because I'm sure they're coming up. Yes. Anyway, I've already seen a couple. I think Oris did one. Oris did a really cool one. Yeah. Maybe we can do that at the end. But yeah, anyway, look, great watch. Both of us have owned. Well, still have it in the collection. Great watch. But this one's just a bit cooler because it's red and has all this special edition stuff.
It goes faster.
It definitely, yes, goes faster.
Not the movement, but it just...
Yeah. Well, it goes at 32,768 hertz.
Yes, it does.
Yes. Yeah. All right. What's on next on your list, mate?
Well, I'm thanking YouTube and other fellow YouTube reviewers for introducing me to new watches because I watch lots of reviews and listen to this podcast, learn about new things. And this one's certainly because I think it was Watch Chris featured this one.
Oh yeah.
And as soon as he showed its little party trick, this watch, I thought, yeah, that's cool. That's called the Alto 8 Chronogate, and I had not heard of the brand before. And I had not seen this watch before, but it has a sort of a very dressy look to it, with a slight little guilloche style center of the dial, leading to a partially sort of skeletonized open heart, but it's not an open heart, it's another part of the movement. And then the hands have that sort of, what are they called with those open circles, that reggae kind of hands?
Brega style hands, yeah. Yeah. Similar, yeah.
Similar,
but yes, Brega style hands. Yeah.
And that's all very nice and interesting, but what it does has, it has openings at all the Arabic numbers, the one, all the way around to the 0 around all the way around to 11. But every 12 hours, it switches. So it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then it switches to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. So it's not a date window modification, it's something else, and it doesn't keep moving around. It just switches between 1 to 12 to 12 to 24, basically. So it gives you an almost a military time or a Zulu time kind of readability on a 12-hour watch.
It's epic. That's epic. It's a jumping 24-hour dial. That's super cool. How do they do that?
And only $589. I'm assuming that's US dollars. You can tell sometimes on these websites.
I'm pretty sure it's US dollars. So I have heard of Alto 8 before. I remember talking about them in a new release episode when they did, what was that one? The Roto. It was a wandering hour complication. So it was kind of like the AP, is it wandering hour complication? I can't remember what that AP watch is. But anyway, that's where I was first introduced to them. I think we did talk about it in a new release episode. And I always liked what they did. Just they're a bit bold, very different. They seem to always be doing something a bit different. So I'm not surprised at all when you said, this is the watch you're talking about. So I must say that it comes in 4 different colors. It comes in a silver, a baby blue, they're called glacier blue, and a mystic purple. Sorry, 5 different colors, and a red as well, which is the one that you linked, I think, to me. However, the vintage red is sold out.
It is.
But the other colors are available, and they're really nice too. And the purple is I mean, can you blame me? I always go straight to purple.
That doesn't surprise me. I was going to ask, I think, maybe the purple. The silver's probably the one that for me, I tend to go silver.
Yeah. I think that silver and brown combo is really nice. Kind of reminds me of your Hamilton, even though it's nothing like your Hamilton.
But it has silver and brown.
Silver and brown just went straight to my head.
I was wearing that one today, actually.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You do wear that a lot, don't you? That's a good watch.
Yeah.
That's a good watch. I like it.
I change up my watches often as well.
That's true. The green dial's awesome. So the green dial is a limited edition where they've collaborated with, I'm not sure exactly who they've collaborated with, but
yes, I see it.
They've used so again, according to the website, there is a price difference. So the others that you've spoken about are about $589 US. I think which is the blue and the red, and then you've got the silver and the purple, which is $499 US. But the green one is actually 1,100. So $1,200 US. So I was like, why is that such a jump? Is it just because it's green and it's got Middle Eastern Arabic numerals? No, it's not actually. There's a couple of things why it's a bit more expensive. So it's titanium, first and foremost. And secondly, is it says an engine turned gear shay rotor, which is pretty cool. So I don't think it's the dial. So the dial's still the same dial. But if you go back and look at the rotor, can you see the photo of the rotor?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. So yeah. I remember if you have a look at that episode from Watch Chris, he talks about it as well. So
he talks about this one, does he? Okay. Yeah. All right.
So
I'll grab that link off you. I'll chuck that link in the show notes as well, so people can go check out that video. But wow, it looks really well finished. I'm zooming into the movement, and I mean, for $1,000 US, it's a lot of watch, and you can definitely tell it's titanium. When you scroll in, you can see the sort of brushed, the brushing or the color, the titanium color that you see in the watches. Yeah, very cool. I can sense this direction that you're heading, James, towards your next piece. It's very much something a bit different. We did talk about this in the first episode.
I seem to be going down that pathway at the moment. I think it's because I have my standard watches that they are my favorites. So it's not about upgrading or finding other ones. I'll still have other watches and get lots of watches, but I'm now looking for those interesting watches.
This is definitely interesting. It's definitely interesting. And I do like the gold key as well that they've got there in the middle. That's showing in the open heart. I don't know what is that thing. Whatever that is, that changes the mechanism. Sort of I'm playing with the website. You can add that rotor to the other models as well, and it ups the price. How much more? How much does that add to?
$1,298 if you add the case back rotor and movement finishing. Or you can just do the rotor and it's $688. So there's a few options. So that's the other thing about these sort of brands. You can choose a little bit, which is quite nice.
Definitely cool. I like it. Very cool. All right. Well, we'll leave all the links and all that, and also I'll grab the video that you mentioned and I'll chuck it in as well. If you're into microbrand and independent watches, which you clearly are as you're listening to this podcast, you got to check out Watchpoint. Watchpoint is the newest destination in Melbourne, Australia for microbrand and independent watches. But it's more than just a brick and mortar store. It's a hub for watch enthusiasts. Come check out brands such as HZ, Bazel, Second Hour, RZE and Monbray, and other exciting watches you won't find anywhere else. Watchpoint is also your go-to website for buying said watches, exploring microbrand profiles, discovering new releases, and staying informed with editorials, industry insights, and buying guides. So if you're keen on trying out your favorite microbrand watches, drop into Shop 304, Level 3, The Block Arcade on Collins Street, or visit watchpoint.com.au or check them out on Instagram at watchpoint.au for more. Awesome. All right. What do we got next? Oh yeah, this is a cool one. Now this is a one that I think I sent a photo of this one to you as soon as I saw it. And I was like, well, this is cool. And pretty much as soon as I sent it, it was sold out, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I was literally in the middle of watching a video about it when you sent me that photo too.
Yeah, so this one is from a Malaysian microbrand called Revelo. So this is based on the Revelo Terra, which is a watch that I think they've just released a version 2 of this not long ago. And
with the new movement.
Correct, new movement. I think the case finishing, the case styling, the bracelet and everything is just more refined. And with the loom, I think it's just a more refined version, the version 2. So they've used that as the base and they've just made it wild. So it's called the Terra 38 Nishi Kigoi. I hope I'm saying that okay. But basically they've used a mother of pearl dial, but it's not a whole mother of pearl dial. What they've done is they've cut mother of pearl into this. Yeah, exactly. They've cut the mother of pearl and they've made it look like little fish scales, and they've literally made a dial that looks like fish scales, like koi fish scales. And then to add to that, they've put a koi fish in the seconds hand. So as the seconds hand's moving, you've got a koi fish swimming around. And again, you've got the, and then the case back on the rotor, you've got 2 koi fish as well, which is, anyway, it just, when I first saw it, I was like, this is a work of art. They have really thought about what they wanted to, I guess, represent, which I believe is, what does it say? Nishikigoi is Japanese culture type things. It's meant to talk about refinement, affection, and friendship, while in Chinese tradition, the koi represents wealth, harmony, and perseverance. So I used to have koi fish, fun fact, 9 of them. Unfortunately, they didn't do very well. Anyway, that's another story.
Sad story.
Yeah, sad story. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think it quite. Yeah, we weren't doing something right. But koi fish are beautiful, and they're like, yeah.
Just don't give them to Praka to look after. That's all.
Yeah. Don't give me koi fish. I can look after dogs and and all that, but not koi fish. But yeah, it's just a beautiful watch. I don't know if you tried. Did you try and get this watch?
By the time I finished watching the video, it was already sold out, I think. I would have bought it or would have rushed to buy it if it was more just the fish scale dial and didn't have as much fish on it. I think it's really cool, but I'm not sure if I would have wanted a fish swimming around my dial. But I love what's on the dial. That's brilliant. I hope they bring that back in other variants or formats or something. And I do love this because I'm not a big fan of these sort of small batch releases. I think it's a bit exclusive, but I do like variants of a watch you can already buy. So yes, okay, this one might only be available in 100 of them, but you can still buy it in a bunch of other variants.
Yeah, I think they ended up selling 300 all up. So in 2 batches, they had one which is a 200 batch and the other one which is a 100 batch. But I do agree with what you're saying. Sometimes it's a bit frustrating, but I think in such a saturated market, it's almost, I don't know, what do you do to stand out, right? You kind of have to do something a bit different, and this is doing something different and
very different, and it shows that it works because how quickly did it sell out? So I'm so glad that they're doing it because it's obviously what we're wanting, and hey, it grabbed my attention, grabbed your attention.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I was a bit, damn. I don't know if I would have quite bought it as well, but it was very, very cool to see. And it has everything that you want as well. So I think the Terra 2 version 2 actually uses a different movement. It uses a seagull movement. Could I be wrong? Yes, they're using an ST and no, they're using a Hangzhou movement. Sorry. So they were using a seagull movement.
To the
That's right, which is a more reliable movement, but for this one they actually went with the Miura movement. So there was a bit more of a price increase between the Terra V2 and this one, but I think it's well worth it. I mean, just that dial alone, literally placing each piece of mother of pearl that's been cut and colored to the exact thing they want, and then having a tessellated effect. I think, super cool. Would have been quite a bit of work to do this, but yeah, you're right. It can be a bit on the nose. It's a bit, with the fish, but yeah.
But I guess if you're gonna do something, might as well go all in, though.
All in, exactly. Go all in.
Don't be a little bit fishy. Be completely fishy.
Yeah, be completely. Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. So look, another watch was just 38mm and 44mm lug to lug, so very compact, 11.8mm thick with a Miura. It's going to be quite thin, and it's got a nice sort of onion-ish crown, which I think the Terra has. It's sort of meant to be like a field type watch, and who knows, maybe someone can pick one up in the second-hand markets. Yeah, and I think it's pretty cool that what they've done is they limit it to 1 unit per customer, and then they're also similar to Studio Underdog. If they think that they're buying more than one with multiple email addresses, or they find linked eBay accounts or whatever, they'll have the right to reject and refund that person. So, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah. So, for people who actually want it. Yeah. So, yeah, check it out. Yeah. Have a look. Can't buy it. Sorry. All right. Let's go to your next one here. This one is pretty cool. When you showed me this, I was like, this is very interesting, very different.
That's exactly what I thought. And it was the advert for it as well. It had a very sort of art deco-y kind of ad, which they were going for, a very industrial 18th century, 19th century kind of look to it. And I'm not sure if I love it, but I think it's cool. And I don't always have to desperately want to own it and wear it on my wrist, but if it draws my attention enough that I actually want to research it and look at it and think about it. This one's called how would you pronounce it? Odon? Audoin. And it's obviously European, I'm thinking.
Odoin, maybe.
First
maybe
series.
It's French.
Yes, I apologise to the brand. I think we both apologise to the brand, but it has this very almost steampunk look to it, maybe? Minimalist steampunk?
Yeah, I'm going to say it definitely looks steampunk, but not overly over the top. The side of the case reminds me of a car grill or something.
Yeah.
I don't know or microphone, an old school microphone. You got the mics, with the silver, with the great, like sort of grating looking on the side. Actually, the whole case kind of reminds me of a microphone, like an old, the old timer microphones that they used to use in sports commentary and stuff. They hold in the hands and it's like a shape. Actually, looks exactly like that. But anyway.
What I like about it is the dial itself, if it's just to describe it, is very minimal. So just a flat black dial, relatively simple silver hands, but then it's the case that is the interest factor. It's almost they've done a reverse where a lot of brands have a relatively simple case, but it's very interesting dial and hands and things. This is a relatively simple dial, but it has this chunky, very steel-looking case. So even the markers for the hours are actually embedded into the top of the case, into sort of, I guess, what you'd call the bezel, but it's not really a bezel. Even the crystal looks like it's inserted into the case.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, so they do talk about this as being inspired by the Stromlinen design movement, which basically means the streamline design movement. And if you look at some of the stuff, and I'm gonna send you this link. Have a quick look in the chat. You can see where that's coming from. It's very much the front of a train, the side of a boat. Can you see that?
Yeah. Sort of. It
is very Art Deco. It is.
Yeah, but that sort of.
Yeah, I do like it. Yeah, I think it's definitely an interesting one. The design of the bracelet as well. It reminds me of the old, those old stretchy bracelets that you used to get. Yep. Very much like that. I wonder if it is. It doesn't say.
It's got a butterfly clasp, so I wouldn't assume it would be. If it was a stretchy, you wouldn't have a.
You're right. Yeah.
Stretchy clasp. But it says it's stainless steel. It's powered by the Miyota 9013, 22mm lug width. Can you see where the case size is?
No. It is. I think they are a fairly small brand.
A German brand, but shipped out of Berlin.
Yeah. So they have a previous a previous model before as well, which looked insane. I mean, it looks like a robot with two eyes. Don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that one too. Kind of like a dual dial GMT because there's two complete watches on the strap.
So it's like think the Denison dual timer, except steampunk and a bit wild. Dual time watches, just a bit out there. But I can see where their design language is. It's very much that sort of Art Deco steampunk mixture, if that makes sense. It actually looks really nice on a nice leather strap too. And you see that in one of the photos they've got it on a vintage brown leather with the stitching on the side. It looks quite nice.
Yeah, I see. I like that as well. Yeah, I think I'd be putting on the leather.
Same.
Because it has quite squared off lugs as well, so it kind of inserts in there nicely.
I think the bracelet might be a bit too much. It feels very, I don't know, the whole thing might be a bit hefty, but it is pretty cool. Very different design. I like it.
That's the problem with these conversations, though. Whenever I have these sort of conversations with you or anybody else, it's almost like I'm convincing myself, like, maybe I should buy that one.
Yeah. This is going to be a dangerous year for James and myself. We're going to end up convincing that we need to buy all these watches. Yeah, or maybe we start convincing you guys, the listeners, to get some of these watches. But yes, of course, we'll have the link on this and everything else that we've spoken about in the show notes. Yeah, very cool find. I like it. That ad is very cool as well. Maybe we can find where that ad is, because it's not in their website, is it? That ad?
No,
I think
it was
on Instagram.
I think it popped up on Instagram. It had that very sort of these cartoony kind of very minimalist kind of drawings and Art Deco-y, I guess.
Yeah. Very cool. Very nice pick. Alrighty. What's next? Okie doke. This one's very cool. So Isotope. This is by Isotope. Isotope is a brand that just do cool watches. I think one of the first watches that I really liked out of Isotope was their Hydrium, which is it's a dive watch that at its base it's a very straightforward dive watch, but it just had this sort of aggressive lugs. It was a bit more how do you say it? It looked very much like a tool watch, like a proper tool watch. It looked bit utilitarian. But the cool thing was Isotope loved to play with different colors, different dials, different handsets. Still the and they always have all this, I wouldn't say limited edition stuff, but they seem to drop various different things. I mean, they got the standard looking ones, which is the California dial. They have like a blue dial, but then they have an orange dial, which is a bit out there. They got a wasabi dial with sushi on the Arabics instead of and then they've got a racing green and orange. So it's all very out there. But the newest one, I think it's probably one of the coolest ones out there. So this kind of reminds me of that meteorite dial we first spoke about. So it's called the Hydrium Ice Fall. So they have a stone dial. Okay, so the dial is a stone dial. And this is not just any old stone dial. This is a Brazilian amethyst dial. So amethyst is one of those stones that, depending on the type of amethyst, it actually is translucent. So you can see through it. So I think this is one of the first stone dials I've seen on a watch that's translucent. So if you look at the watch closely, if you look at you can actually see right through.
Straight through it, but it has that interesting stony effect. So it's not like a piece of glass or sapphire. Mm-hmm. There's almost like a textury kind of amongst it. Yeah, it does. They even say it looks like it's looking through ice, and that is actually what it looks like.
Capture that so well. So yeah, if you look at it and you look at it closely and zoom in, that's what they've done. And I think it literally looks like you're looking at ice. It's super cool. And then the handsets are a little bit different as well from the others. They've changed it. And yeah, it just reminds me of, when they say it's ice fall, it does. It reminds me of a glacier. It's just, it's just proper, fully leans into that theme. And the bezel itself is like a silvery, dark silver sort of minimalist color. I love that. What do you call it? The 12 o'clock on the bezel, which is their logo, the Isotope logo, and it glows alien green. So cool.
I like what they've done for their minute markers. It looks like the icicles coming out from inside the case.
Yeah. What have they done there? I don't even know what they've done to minute markers, but yes, it's.
I think they look like icicles that are hanging down from a river,
from a cave.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. So yeah, and then out of all of this stuff, they've also got heat blue seconds hand as well. So it's blue, so it's going to be fits the theme of the snow or the ice fall theme, and it's a proper diver, right? 300-meter water resistant diver, and it's pretty compact as well because it uses a Leisure Parea movement as well, an LJP G101, which is pretty compact. I think it's similar architecture to the Miota movements. So they both are quite thin. And yeah, 40 mil case thickness, 48 mil lug to lug. And it is a 12.9 mil thick, but the crystal adds on 2 mil. So it's 14.9 with a double domed sapphire crystal, which I think it's, for a proper diver, 14.9 mil thick it's not too bad. It's still pretty, I think, especially when the case is quite thin. It's 2 mil. It's just the thing. But yeah, this is like so cool. Isotope's one of those brands where I've admired from far for a long time. I think maybe because their sizing has always been on the, I wouldn't say on the limit, but maybe I would love this in a 39, but that's personal preference. But I think a 40 and a 48 is quite universal, don't you reckon?
Absolutely, it seems to be like those Goldilocks numbers, doesn't it? And it's another limited edition. We've done a few limited editions tonight.
Whoops. but you can still buy it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be. It's also meant to celebrate their 10-year anniversary. 10 years. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
That's wow. Didn't know that. Yeah, Isotope just do some cool stuff. I think they're such a cool brand. They kind of embody what microbrands, are, just trying different things because they can.
Do we mention the price? This is about 2,500 Australian.
Yeah, so it's up there. It's up there. It's not quite. I wouldn't say it's the most affordable watch, but I think because they're trying so many cool different things in this one watch, with the crystal, with the hands, the blued hands, everything else, and also the movement, Malaysia Parea movement. It's just a pretty nice movement. That's in their 68-hour power reserve. It's nice. I like it, and it's limited edition, so it costs a little bit more.
Whoops, we might need to retitle the episode. New release, limited editions.
Yeah, only limited editions only.
Might still be available by the time we drop this episode.
Maybe not. Can't promise. All right, I like that one. Definitely like that one. Okay, speaking of limited editions and cool new releases, what's next?
Well, I just watched the video of Teddy Baltazar and his release with the sort of RGM watches, and I'm really happy he made a watch that looks like this, because he could have done all sorts of things, and there's just something about this sort of design with this sort of hands-on experience, with this kind of work, with this kind of movement, with this kind of size, and at this sort of price, albeit expensive because it's about $14,000, just under, which is a lot for a watch, and it's more than any watch that I have in my collection. But when you then put it into comparison with other sort of known brands, this thing just shines, and it's and it certainly has some, what I'm seeing a lot of recently, or maybe it's just because I'm going down the rabbit hole of this kind of design that I'm seeing more of it. But it has that sort of guilloche, and it is hand guilloche sort of dials, and there's a sub-dial with a 6 o'clock as well. But then it has that outer silver section that surrounds it with the numbers on it, which it's a bit of a traditional look, but then not with the traditional sort of techniques and things. It's modern vintage.
Yeah. What is? I mean, it's a very much a classic design, very classical sort of design, but just done, like you said, with a nice modern execution. Teddy's one of those guys that I first started when I first got into watches. I used to watch his videos all the time, and I never thought he was going to get into this game, even though many watch people, started making their own. Obviously, he did his release with Brew a couple of months ago, his sort of collaboration watch, and I thought that was a cool, great first sort of collaboration, because it was kind of true to his roots, if that makes sense. It was a very much a affordable watch that he's championed a long time, which Brew was a brand that he's always spoke about. It's an American brand that he's proud of. RGM is also a brand that he's spoken about very often. It's a brand that he always says, they do some great stuff. And I think he's had the guy who I can't remember. I think his name's Roland on the channel. And it's just fitting that he's gone with them to make his very first dress watch. And as I understand, Teddy likes his dress watches, so to have something like this is fantastic. And yes, rose turn engine guilloche in the middle of the dial, and then you got the small seconds at the 6, which was with another guilloche pattern as well. I think it's called the Finker. I don't know exactly off the top of my head. He did teach me, but I forgot. And then I also like how it goes 12, 1, 2, 3 in one direction, and then the 4 is flipped over. So 4, 5, 7, 8 is in another direction, and then 9 gets flipped over again. I don't know if I've seen that. Anyway, very different. But it's the stunning dress watch. It's one of those ones where you're like, if you had the money and in the market for a dress watch, I think this sort of ticks every single box. It's handmade. It's beautifully finished. It's a beautiful blue. I love that blue. I'm not sure about the strap. Again, I'm nitpicking here. It's whatever. But aside from the strap, probably I think everything else is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, and it's definitely a design that it's a design that worries me a little bit because I know I like it a lot, but I'm not sure if I'd then wear it. But I think, I know I'm glad he's done something like this because it's something that's very beautiful and it's a lot of bang for your buck if you are in that sort of price range market.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a base movement, short section movement, and then they've pretty much redone it all, I think, by in-house. And don't
All
quote
the
me on this.
decoration. Yeah, I watched the video
Yeah.
on it. They pull it apart.
Okay.
They do all the work on it. They do
Yeah.
all the perlage on it, and then they do all the
Mm.
regulations on things. So it's a micro rotor as well, which is just nice. And they've got the little plate put on there with the Pennsylvania type USA thing part on it. And
Yeah.
there's enough hands on that it feels like a handmade watch, but it's not hands on enough that it's also not $100,000 as well. So it's
you're right. I mean, anytime you have more man hours in a watch as opposed to machine hours, your price is going to go up. It's just simple economics. If you have more people working on it, labor costs money. Price is going to go up, especially if it's artisans who are doing awesome gear shade dials and the like. So yeah, I think it's fantastic. Happy for Teddy that is sort of getting into this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more. And I do like that he's stuck with the theme, that blue. The brew also had the blue as well. Yeah, it has a very much a blue color, and this one also has the same. So yeah, if I'll probably chuck on that link for that brew watch as well. I think it definitely. Yeah, he also went for that same similar blue color. So maybe that's his thing. He's going to keep doing that. I wonder what's next. I'm guessing this is just it's going to be another American brand. I feel like on brand right now. You've got Brew, you've got RGM, and I'd be curious to see what's next.
The Teddy Baltazar Timex or something.
That would be cool. Like a Timex Atelier. Which is like I guess the more higher end or nicer finish watches. Yes, Teddy X Timex. Okay. All right.
You never know.
You never know. All right. Up next, and I think it's the last one on our list.
It is the last.
Okay. I'm not sure if the link works, so I'll introduce it. In fact, I thought I saw it on the weekend, and I got really excited that I saw it on the weekend, but I didn't. It was a different watch. It looked pretty much the same, but it looks slightly different. This is the new Oris. Oris is a brand where I've always enjoyed, and a big crown pointed date as well. You had one, didn't you? You had a big crown pointed date?
Yes, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful watch. It's one of those dressy but everyday watches, and it was just easy to wear.
Yeah. And it's a great, like you say, dressy, everyday style watches. Like their older, slightly the older big crown pointed date designs. So not that older, but a couple of years back before they changed it to the new caliber design, which the text and everything was a little bit different. But this model, which is called the big crown pointed date bullseye, sort of goes back to that older design. And it very much looks like I'm going to say, it's distinctive in that it's pretty much similar to their old ones, which has got the Arabics. It's got the pointed date with the date track on the outside. It also has the cathedral hands, which is pretty much the same. However, you've got a dial which is now the inner dial is white, the outer dial is black. It's almost like a tuxedo dial, I think, but they're calling it a bullseye. And then the the date outer dial, where the pointed date points to, is red, and the pointed date itself is red, sort of thing. So it's cool. I think it works really well. Almost reminds me of like a roulette wheel as well. Anyway, just a beautiful release, and I think pretty much like every other one's. It's the 38 mil, I think. Or was it 40 mil? Can you tell? 38 mil. Awesome. So it's the same as the Servo Volantes, which is cool. I did, as much as I liked the Oris big crown pointed date, especially the burgundy dial, it was a touch too big for me at 40 mil, but this is 38 mil, 5 lug to lug and 12.2 mil high, with, dome sapphire crystal. It's a beautiful watch. It uses the Caliber 754, which is the SW200 base, not the newer caliber. What's the newer caliber called? So the newest Oris in-house calibers.
Yeah, I know the ones, and to be honest, they don't overly excite
Caliber
me.
400.
The caliber, they're cool, and I like them, but I'd still rather this more
The
Selita
Selita
based.
base, same, yeah. Also, it's a lot more affordable too. Like the Caliber 400 pointer dates are like $7,000, which is Aussie dollars, which is a lot of money. Whereas if you get a one in a Selita movement and the Oris Caliber 754, which is a base Selita movement, it's definitely more affordable. And I feel, yeah, I don't think you need the It's a really cool movement. I think it's like a 10-day power reserve, isn't it? The Caliber 400.
It's definitely got a few things going for it. You dive into it, it's very cool, but I'm just not sure what benefits from. Maybe it's just because I'm more of an affordable kind of
Yeah,
realm of watches, possibly. But I don't feel the need to have it in-house either. That doesn't excite
no,
me too much.
no. I think it's a bit, yeah. I don't know if it's quite worth the money to have in-house of basically the same watch, where you can get cheaper with a reliable movement in it as it is. Oris. I've had an Oris before with the Oris Caliber 700 something movement, which is his Solida 200 base, and worked fine. I had absolutely no issues with it. And yeah, I love this design. Very much vintage styling, the knurled bezel as well, fixed bezel. Would you call it a knurled bezel? Yeah,
It's almost like a coin edge bezel kind of
coin
that
edge.
vintage, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fixed.
yeah, fixed. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful watch, and it is a lot more reasonable at 1,950 Swiss francs, which is roughly 3,600 Aussie dollars, brand new. So 7,000, 3,600. You can you can see
Exactly.
can see why this is more appealing. And again, this is retail. Do have discounts from time to time in different retailers. For those in Australia, Sabai, they always have discounts for Oris from time to time. So definitely go and check it out. It is a new watch, of course, so you might not get the the model discounted quite yet, but hey, yeah, they're definitely worth waiting to see whether you can get one on a sale. But yeah, I reckon it's a cool watch. And I think the only watch we spoke in this list today that wasn't really a micro brand, but it's still an independent brand. So yeah, well done. Well done, us. No big brands today. Everything was micro brand or independent. I like it.
We could have had 10 watches that had been new released from big name brands that had different dial colors to last year's, and that could have been interesting.
Now. But
Sorry. No.
following along at home. And yeah, if any of you do pick up one of these watches, please let us know. We'll be very interested. Cool. So, of course, we're going to go on to the something interesting section of the day. James, I'll kick it off with you. What would you like to say?
Well, the thing that's stuck in my head at the moment is this pack up and this drive that I'm about to do. And the weather up here is gone funny again. I think last time we spoke, there was a big cyclone up here, and there's something else forming off the coast now. But what I'm actually excited about, I'm going to try a new filming technique. I'm going to try and get some footage of me driving down the coast because we've got this lovely coastline, and I'm going to be doing a long drive, so I'm going to try and do some filming and then overlay some audio later to do some different videos about talking about stuff. And I've just ordered, and I'm hoping it arrives before I leave because that's would be unfortunate. But it's an Osmo something
Blah, blah, blah.
DJI,
No?
yeah, it's a DJI or something, and it's sort of it's one of those ones designed so you can walk around with it. And it's got that built-in gimbal kind of thing, but it's 4K,
Yeah, sort of.
and then it can track you and.
Yeah.
So I'm just a little bit excited about some new tech to come in that I can use with watches and with travel, and I'm doing more travel this year as well. So drive and try to keep myself occupied with some new fun toys, which I hope just arrives in time.
Yeah. That'll be awesome. Yeah. My son picked up one of those ones where we were in JB Hi-Fi looking for something else, and then he picked it up and was like, "Oh, Dad, check this out!" And it's all like moving around. He's like, "Oh, can we get one of these?" I'm like, "Nah, not really. I don't think I need one of these." But it is very cool though. Nice. I like them. I like them. Cool. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to those cool new footage of the DJI. Some cool. I think they work really well, like for
It looks,
vlogging and that kind of things.
yeah, it saves you having to walk around with your phone or a big camera, and it's because it has that built-in sort of stabilization as well, and it's smaller and compact, and you can just tuck it into your pocket.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to playing with it and getting some different shots.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, good luck for the drive home. Yes, have fun.
Absolutely.
All right. So what have I got today? Okay. Well, I might as well talk new tech then. So I have been using my 10, 11, 12-year-old PC this this entire time while I've been doing the podcast and doing everything else in my life. And to be honest, this old girl has got me through a lot. Played games on it. When I used to, and just general day to day, everything. It's been doing everything well, albeit the RAM and the processing power has not been quite there. And for those who have noticed, I have been uploading some shorts to each of the episodes. And that's because we've switched over to a different platform. So I'm using Riverside FM to record the podcast now, as opposed to the previous setup we had, which worked really well. But I think, new year, so let's get into the new groove and, try something different. And yeah, I think it's good. I think the shorts stuff is good little interactions. And I'm not going to commit to anything, but I think it's good testing ground for potentially video podcasting in the future as well. So full episodes being video, which would be really fun. But so anyway, a long story short, the PC has now been retired. It's still here, but retired. And I picked myself up a new laptop, a new MacBook Pro, which again, I am absolutely struggling with to try and figure out all the different commands and everything else. I'm not a Mac user, but slowly I'll pick it up. But I must say that recording has been much more pleasant. The processing power and everything else compared to a 12-year-old PC is a bit of a step up, bit of an upgrade. Hopefully I can keep, introducing new little bits of tech to make the podcast better and a bit more enjoyable for everyone to listen as well.
Cool. It's nice to have a little bit of that tech, and especially up the upgraded stuff, because it just makes everything easier. And if it's easier, then it's easier to do more.
Definitely. And portable too. I've not had a laptop aside from a work laptop before 12 years ago. So how long ago is that? A long time ago. So it's nice to be a bit more portable. I can actually, edit on the fly and do things like that, which is kind of cool. So anyway, yeah, expect some cool new things, as we already said. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. That's come to the end of the episode. Hour and 15. I think that's pretty good. 50 limit. There was a lot of watches, and I think we covered them pretty well. We'll be doing more of these for sure. So many watches always being released. But if there is anything that people want to particularly see or talk, or if you come across something cool, send it to us. Shoot a message to myself and James on his Instagram as well. Again, I've started putting all of our links down the bottom, including James's channel and his Instagram. So please hit him up and speak to him as well. And yeah, it'd be really cool to get recommendations and going forward. So, all right. If there's nothing else, we'll leave it right there.
It's been great chatting as always. We'll look forward to the next one.
All right. Cheers. See you then. Thank you for listening to Overtime the Podcast. I hope you enjoyed the episode. You can find us on our Instagram at Overtime the Podcast, at Kinda Average Watches, or flick me an email on overtimethepod@gmail.com. I appreciate your support and value your feedback. If you have any questions, suggestions, or topics that you would like the podcast to cover in the future, please hit us up. Until next time.